I'm back, and I've done something horribly wrong to my computer. There we go, all good. That was quite posh then. And I'm back as I recognise that another chapter's ending, and soon another chapter will begin. And you may have seen it briefly just on the way down from this shirt. This shirt displays the memories for the last 5 years. In some way or form, this is what they call a leaver's shirt, depending where you're from. And this has signatures from all different students and teachers from where I've been the last 5 years. And it's made me realise a few things when I stood up there today, well, sat there for the majority, and the chance to say something always comes to my mind. So I did say something, and I said some meaningful, hopefully meaningful words along the lines of the idea that I wanted to say thank you to them, and the kind of thing that without them I wouldn't be where I am today, whether it's the good or the bad, the worst, no, the most amazing thing or the most horrible thing. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And the kind of thing that, if even when they're in the darkest and deepest of ditches, there'll always be someone out there for them in the future. And even still today as well. That was my kind of go-to on the speech. That's two of the main points. I'll just read a couple out briefly. So we've got Toby, Robbie, got someone else saying young man, which is based off of a drama play I was involved in for a while where I was a principal, and that was quite funny. I'd propel my voice so much, everyone was just like pooing on. Caitlin, good old Mr. Warwick, Anya, Aaron. That's Kieran, Jacob, Ben, all different people. You might be able to see some through the other side and stuff. But anyway, this shirt has allowed me, and the experience itself of this, you could say, leavers assembly, it's open up a new chapter for the future while starting to close an old chapter which has been running for quite a while. But during this process, it's made me recognise a few things, and the main thing with that is speeches. Give me a second. Brain rot, eh? It's not all about what you achieve. Now, it's great that you may achieve something. It's great how you achieve that thing. But it's not all about that. It's about how you achieve that and the people that are around you that kept you going during that time. Now, if you're doing it by yourself or just one person, then good on you, because deep down, if you're able to have that strength in yourself, then that's fantastic. But don't forget the other people around you, because those people, you don't know what they've been through, you don't know what they've given up to allow you to be in that spot, to allow you to move forward and do whatever. So always keep that in your mind, always take that into consideration. I just want to say as well, a great thank you to everyone over the last 5 years. Now, I can say that in many different ways. If I go and look at my channel quick, I'll check the date of it. But if you go and look at one of my, say, YouTube channels, that's been going for like 4 years now, which is absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time, all the things I've been through with all those students and all those people and everything else, that's been so long, and it's crazy. And it's crazy to think, yeah, my sort of history with YouTube and all these other things, it's nearly 5 years now as well. To think that channel I just looked at was made March 2nd, 2021, And I started before that and failed, really. So I sort of restarted. But we're not that far away from 2026 if you look at it on the big picture. I mean, I know it's half a year, but think of it. If you're that person who's done all those exams recently, that time flew by, those few weeks. That time flew by. So think of it this way. If those few weeks can just go past like it was a day, think of how quick a year can go past. And that year, that's a lot. But you've also got to take into consideration and thought what you can do in such a short time. What can happen in such a short time? Anything can happen within half hour is a phrase I've heard that's been thrown around quite a few times. But it's true, and even in a shorter time than that, even just in a minute or even stranger, even in a second. There's stats that say that so many people die and so many people are born every second, and some of those stats aren't always great to look at, but think of it. How many births and deaths happen every so many seconds? Yeah? You got that into consideration now? That is a great mass. I mean, I'm not saying it's extraordinary, but you extend those couple seconds up to a minute, and you're starting to think, how are so many people born in that time? And you're like, this is bloody amazing. You hire that to an hour and think of a whole day. That is such a high mass. And maybe I'm going a bit overboard of this, but still think of the scale. All that happens just to build up to something else. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The whole idea of how many births and how many deaths every so often, it's not an amazing sight to always look at, but that idea of how much can happen in such a short time, and then now think of how much you might be able to do in that time. It's, if you push yourself, it's bloody astonishing, it's bloody amazing. And just keep yourself going. The whole point is, whatever happens, there'll always be someone out there for you. Somewhere, even if they're miles and miles away, if they're your bloody next door neighbour, it doesn't matter, they're out there for you. And you need to take into consideration how much those people go through, because it's not always in the sense of, great, I'm able to do this and this. All those people have done stuff to you, and the main thing I said in my speech today was, if it wasn't for every single person in this room, student, staff, or whatever, I wouldn't be able to be here today. And that is just amazing, because I always think one slight change in one person could affect everything. And it doesn't even have to be the person you expect either. All of that stuff could change just in the flip of a coin. Just the click of a finger. It can happen so bloody quickly, something to affect everything. Now, if you want to take an example from this, although it's more of an unlikely example, think of the ideas, if you could say time travel. The idea is that someone can go back and change the smallest things. Just even by being there, it could change absolutely everything for the future. Now, if you think of it in that sense, think of how much you've been an impact on all those different people, and just think to yourself, say thank you to them, but say thank you to yourself for allowing yourself to be in that position as well, because they've not just made an impact on you, you've made an impact on them. And you don't always know what's going on in their lives, but sometimes you're able to figure out what's going on in yours. Now, that's what I'm going to leave us on today. So yeah, but honestly, it's all about the mindset and all about how things are going. But remember, though, all those people, they've gone through a lot. So remember that, because that's something else.